It seems every streaming service has their own horror offerings this Halloween season. Hulu has Monsterland, which I'll be covering in a few days. Netflix has The Haunting of Bly Manor, which I most definitely am looking forward to. Not to be outshined, Amazon has paired up with Blumhouse to stream 4 new movies under the banner Welcome to Blumhouse. The first 2 films have dropped. Let's check them out. Welcome back to MLMiller Frights, a part of the Kings of Horror Network. I'm MLMiller. While you might be watching this video on the Kings of Horror Network, I urge you to click over to MLMiller Frights and give it a like, share with your buddies across the electronic superhighway, click subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to ring that bell for notifications. Please get the word out to new folks so we can make the Kings of Horror Network, as well as MLMiller Frights, bigger and better. If you're in the Chicago area and love horror, you have no excuse not to head out to the Chi-Town Movies Drive-In for the Music Box of Horrors at the Drive-In. Every day in October for 31 Nights of Horror, there will be late shows Sunday through Thursday and double features every Friday and Saturday night. Each weekend is themed: Grindhouse Fridays, Rip-Off Saturdays, and Sequel Sundays. Tonight they're playing the unrated version of Stuart Gordon's Reanimator. This is one you're not going to want to miss. Look below for a link to the schedule, where to get tickets, and directions to this awesome horror event. I'm going to give each of these films their own mini review, but before I do that, I have to say that this was a disappointing pair of films. They lack the bombast and luster of a big-time Hollywood release, or even the showy or catchy plots that might catch the eye of those skimming on-demand or streaming services. While these films are put together with an air of professionalism, they stand out in how unremarkable they both are. It's almost as if Blumhouse knew these films were not really sellable on their own and slapped a Welcome to Blumhouse banner on it in hopes people might be fooled into checking them out. I wouldn't even categorize these 2 films as horror, at least not in the sense we have come to associate Blumhouse with horror. Not that I want it, but if you're looking for jump scares, music bangs, and Lin Shaye, they are nowhere to be found here. Both barely qualify as thrillers, the bulk of both films relying on their cast to sell the heavy-handed drama that unfolds. Sure, the plots are dark, but calling them horror is a stretch. Let's get into the specifics. The Lie is directed by Veena Sud, best known as a showrunner for the Netflix series The Stranger. The Lie centers on a family in crisis. Young Kayla, played by Joey King, is on her way to ballet school with her father, Jay, played by Peter Sarsgaard. When they happen upon Kayla's best friend, Brittany, Deverly Jacobs, at a bus stop, they offer her a ride since they're going to the same school. After convincing Jay to stop at the side of the road for a bathroom break, Jay hears a scream and finds Kayla at the edge of a bridge, claiming she pushed Brittany into the frozen waters below. When they don't find her, Jay and Kayla panic and drive off, since calling the police would result in Kayla's arrest. Still traumatized, Jay and Kayla fill in Mom, Rebecca, played by the Killings' Muriel Enos, and all 3 begin to weave a web of lies that gets bigger and bigger as the show goes on. The Lie is the stronger movie of the 2 Welcome to Blumhouse offerings. The acting is top-notch, which helps pull the viewer into the plight all the more. The film's got a sort of fascinating train wreck feel to it that you just can't turn away from. While Kayla's plight has brought together this fractured family, you can just see the foundation of these lies crumbling, and watching the way the family deals with it in every wrong way imaginable is pretty entertaining. That said, the twist is projected from a mile away. I mean, call your movie The Lie, and it pretty much forces you to question everything that's going on in the film. I won't reveal specifics, but if you've seen your fair share of movies, you're going to call the ending from midpoint. The Lie isn't scary, bloody, or supernatural in any way. And while many a horror film has been made from purely ratcheting up the tension, The Lie centralizes mainly on the drama that plays out between the family. This makes it feel more like a slightly edgy Lifetime movie than anything I would associate with Blumhouse. The only takeaway you'll have from The Lie is that you're going to want to punch something after it's over. The second offering from Welcome to Blumhouse is Black Box, and it feels more like a weak episode of Black Mirror, mixing elements of Get Out, Memento, and Identity. Black Box focuses on single dad Nolan, played by Mamoudou Athie, who suffers brain damage after a car accident which took the life of his wife. Now his parentified child, Ava, played by Amanda Christine, walks Nolan through his day-to-day activities as he experiences short-term and long-term memory loss. Fed up with conventional methods that show very little results, Nolan takes a chance with an experimental procedure called the Black Box, administered by Dr. Claire Huxtable herself, Felicia Rashad. Personally, I wouldn't accept any treatment from one of the Cosby clan, but Nolan is desperate, and the experimental procedures seem to yield results, inching Nolan closer and closer to recovery. But the more Nolan remembers, the more foreign these memories feel. While there is more of a horror element to Black Box, the film is bereft of original ideas. It's like they took the hypnosis from Get Out, the malady from Memento, and the mindfuckery from Identity, and tossed it all in a salad bowl. Even the creepy backwards man that haunts Nolan's dreams is just Pretzel Jack from Channel Zero's final season with a blurred-out face. And the results is a slightly toothier Lifetime flick. As with The Lie, the cast of Black Box is pretty good, with little Amanda Christine stealing every scene she's in. Alfie is less likable as the passive Nolan, and while it's great to see Rashad again, her performance feels somewhat phoned in. Unlike The Lie, Black Box wraps things up in an all-too-tidy way. It's even got a stinger at the end for a sequel that I hope will never be made. I'm utterly disappointed in both these Welcome to Blumhouse features. This feels like a collection of rejects that didn't make the cut for Hulu's Into the Dark series. I appreciate that Blumhouse is giving chances to new and diverse voices, but I feel that there should be a bit more guidance in terms of them churning out quality product instead of mass production. Releasing these films in the month of Halloween and labeling them as horror is a disservice, as any horror fan who goes into these films looking for scares and thrills are going to be sorely disappointed. There's much better things streaming online right now. You can skip these. That'll be it for today. If you like this video, please pound that thumbs up button. Share this video with your social media addicted pals. If you're looking for written reviews and the countdown that's running all month, counting down the best of the best in horror, you can find them on MLMillerWrites.com. Don't forget I have 2 new horror comic book trade paperbacks you can look for. GRAVETRANCERS is out now in most comic shops, and Pirouette collecting never-before-published issues will be out in late November, early December. Diamond order code APR 201712. And be sure to subscribe to this channel and ring that bell for alerts to be the first to see my future videos. Thank you so much for your time, and take care.
You're doomed to live the life you're meant to be, stuck inside your reality.